It began a very long back. I was, I think, in the 6th standard when I asked my dad while he used to drop me at the school on his scooter. So I used to ask him, we will always pass through IIM, Ahmedabad. And I used to ask him, who does this? So he says, an architect designs this. So I said, okay, then I want to be an architect. Luckily, I was selected in SEPT, and then it started. We had amazing exposure in SEPT, and then for a student exchange program, we went to Zurich, and then I did my masters in Switzerland. I think we traveled for 120 days, continuously while our student exchange program. The traveling actually, I feel, made us a better architect. So I start very early in the morning. So around 7:30 I normally come to the office, and my first thing is to plan the day. What am I doing, what my team is doing, what projects we are working. By 9:30, 10, whatever is little bit of my design intervention is needed in whichever project, I finish it. Between 10 to 12, I all manage all the phone calls with the client, the contractors, the consultants, all those things happens before lunch. Then 12 to 12:31 is a lunchtime, and post lunch normally again, if I have any meetings planned with client, then normally we do the meeting or site visits. We wrap up around 5:30, so to give a good quality time with family. So my team is right now 8 architects, 8 to 10. It keeps on varying, but yeah, we are all architects. No interns, no draftsmen, all pure architects. So I always plan my next trip across the world. So normally it takes me almost 2 to 3 months to plan the trip, because my trips are usually 1 to 1.5 months, and that's what I really love doing it. And then I also do a lot of landscape photography. So that's a part of my trip. So yeah, my family is now used to the big tripods and big cameras and lenses and all. Yeah, with all the gear I travel. Any day, if somebody asks what inspires you other than architecture, I think traveling is the most inspirational thing. And somehow unwinding it, for a month gives, or maybe makes me a better and calmer architect. My design philosophy is to create the space which is very functional. At the same time, it should be highly innovative. No maintenance should be there in the design. So most of our residences that we design are created with a thought that it should be every services, every detail has to be pre-designed. It should be incorporated as a part of a structure and not as a superficial services. When I'm saying that, I think our design language is very much coming out of this necessity of embedding all the services within the architectural structure. So all our lighting, all our air conditioning, automation, everything is a part of a structure. It's never part of a false ceiling or part of the the paneling. It's never there. It's always. So yeah, that's how our design gets evolved. Luxury means something which is very customized, one of a kind, and completely tailored and completely focused to the client's taste. I do not see expensive material as a luxury. I see the cleaner details when all the materials comes together, and then you see the end result in a very cohesive environment. I think that is the epitome of luxury. See, sustainability is one where you have to have a minimal footprint, as a carbon footprint of what you are creating. Whatever houses we are designing, we make sure that they are very energy efficient. Even I think the structure when we are creating, it's highly efficient in terms of the thermal bearing capacity of the structure itself. Without false ceiling, when we create a slab which is almost 450 mm thick, it has certain insulating property which reduces the cooling load. All my door windows are triple laminated with argon gas filling, with a U value of really like 0.7, 0.8. Now these are the technical parameters, which make sure that the environment has certain level of efficiency day-to-day life. Now regarding footprint in terms of bringing material from different part of the world to India, I mean in that case we can say we travel less and then we have a less CO2 footprint. But I feel creating something from very natural materials, having a less processes done on it also minimizes certain level of our role towards a sustainable future, plus having less wastage. Most of our projects, our stone cladding or our material that we use, we fall between 3 to 5% wastage, whereas the industry standard goes to 10 to 15% wastage. So we have made sure that whatever being used is very thoughtfully used and not just randomly picked up for the sake of luxury. Like I would just give an example that my first visit to Milan Fair was in 2005, and since then I've been going every year, almost maybe missing few years, otherwise I've been there. And if I compare the years in 2008, 9 in Milan Fair, you could see maybe 15, 20 Indians, and again they would be designers. Now since last few years, what I've seen, the clients who have not even started designing their house would just go to Milan Fair for the feel of it, to feel the kind of trend in furniture. They have no architects, they have not even initiated designing of the house, but they would come there, educate themselves. So their understanding of a brands, the product, the model, the even now they have started understanding who has designed particular sofa, so they can relate with Chiterio or Masood, which is never the case. So I feel that we have from aspirational to real buying power. Now we have a certain level of respect. Now we are no more just like billion people with desire to copy. No, we are actual buyers, actual designers. Our own products are getting displayed in Milan. Our companies from India are now displaying in Milan. So I think the overall design community has grown much higher level. Again, as I said, I want every art to be functional. So it cannot be just a piece of an art which has no relation to the client or part of the lifestyle. When we picked up a Bang & Olufsen speakers, or even for the lights that you see in the center foyer or something, each light also should have certain level of artistic quality other than just giving the light. What we have done is that each and every piece of furniture we have picked up as not just as a piece of furniture but also as a piece of art. So for me, Eames lounge chair also is equally important piece of an art than the mural that you see here, versus the speakers, versus the side tables. Every piece should have certain level of history, certain level of a story to tell, and I think that makes the house unique, where you just don't have to hang pictures to tell the world that it is filled with art. I think the art is universal. You can even I can tell you n number of stories about the Jim Thompson cushions by Poltronov Rao as a piece of an art than the sofa. Right. So yeah, for me art is something which should be ingrained in each and everything that we do. Even the chair by Mario Botta that we have used for in the corner also is equally important than Fendi side table. In terms of collaboration, I would like to work on any project which is a very small scale. I really don't want to think of a really large scale airports or something like that. My biggest inspiration for minimalist architecture is Peter Zumthor, and I have seen all his work because I used to live in Switzerland, and I travel to Swiss normally every 3-4 months. So at least 3-4 times in a year I am traveling. I have a family, my brother lives there. So because of that, I keep traveling, I keep seeing the work. I see the kind of detailing they can carry out, the kind of emotional, sensual feel that you have without even using more than 5 materials in a building. It's something amazing, and I'm so inspired. You won't believe the stone that you see is what Peter Zumthor used in thermal bath in walls, and I wanted to use this stone for a long time. It just never happened. And luckily, before COVID, we and my client, they also saw the stone. I took them to thermal bath. We enjoyed the building, and then he said, "Yeah, perfect. Let's use that." And then we went to quarry, and so that I always feel, collaboration works on a different level. But yeah, if sometime given the chance, anything, even I can design a small table for him.
Right.
I am that inspired.